is the way.
We want it men.
I have spoken.
How's your 4th of July?
I think it's uneventful. I
Yeah,
don't know. Huh?
Mine too. I think I smoked something yesterday, but I'm not sure if I smoked anything on the grill yet or not.
I'm like, what are we talking about? Because my mind's going to other stuff.
It's me you're talking to.
Yes, I know. Well, I'm thinking cigars. I'm like, did you get a
Oh.
cigar yesterday? I don't
Well,
know. Yes.
Just to make sure we're on the same page, we're dropping this the day after the 4th of July, so we're pretending it's past tense. And
Yes. My 4th was awesome. I saw fireworks.
I saw someone post this on Facebook. Just a friendly reminder that absolutely no one is going to watch the videos of fireworks you recorded on your phone.
It's like freaking concerts, man. It's like, why are you going to sit there and watch the concert through your phone? The whole thing annoys me. I may record like a half a song or something, but
Yeah, I've done that.
the whole damn concert or the whole freaking fireworks show, just sit there and enjoy it because yes, nobody gives a crap.
You're in the moment. You're feeling it, man. It feels so great. You got to remember that moment forever. You got to capture that feeling. And the best way to capture that feeling is to get the guy from Journey singing that one song that you love so much.
I love me some Journey. Don't stop believing. Anyway, shit. It's
Welcome to our Star Wars podcast.
Star Wars podcast. Oh no, I forgot. I remember where I was going. I was watching the HBO has got that George Carlin. It's like a 2-part George Carlin special documentary. And it's like shows video of him and his wife on vacation. And it's like, that's like old school right there, man. Somebody with a video camera, videotaping everything. And,
Speaking of Carlin, I just learned this. I never paid this close attention to the original Bill and Ted. There's a paradox.
Okay.
Rufus never tells Bill and Ted their name.
Right.
So the only way they learn is from each other, because when they go meet each other at the Circle K, that's when they introduce who Rufus is. But Rufus never says, my name is Rufus. So how do they introduce and learn who Rufus is?
Right.
Paradox.
If you are really us, what number are we thinking of right now?
33. Because we're the Illuminati. Anywho.
How was your week, man?
My week was busy. I was all over the place. I went to Jacksonville. I went to Alabama.
Not just for fireworks?
No, for travel. I was on travel. And I went to Coliseum of Comics, which is in Jacksonville. I think there's one in Orlando.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes,
correct.
I've been to it.
I am stating facts.
Yes.
And they really didn't have anything that I wanted. They had a Hot Toys or maybe Sideshow Shore Trooper, but I'm not in the market for that right now.
I don't understand. Sorry, like Hot Toys and Sideshow, they're like the same company, or Hot Toys are the people that make it and Sideshow are the people that sell it, or
I don't know.
It's such a that whole business model.
I feel like someone's screaming in the car at us right now.
Yeah, we'll get a text from Orion here about Wednesday afternoon, explaining everything to us about hot shows,
Hot shows.
Hot Toys and
It's
Sideshow.
one company. Let's just simplify it and call it
Right.
Hot Shows.
Right.
Why not?
Exactly. I mean, hell, if I can get somebody to pay $500 for a statue, why not?
Yeah. I'm out. I
Yeah.
can't spend that much money on a statue.
Nah, they're cool, but I wouldn't pay that much because even the
One of them is posable. The other one's not.
right. Well, is that the difference?
That's the difference.
That's different. All right. I have a posable one, and it's a posable Captain Phasma, and it's not that great. It's like a Barbie doll with some really cool armor. And I have no clue how to freaking pose them. So she just stands there.
Well, it's not a doll, it's an action figure.
Yeah. They're action figures, and you're bending the case. And it's worth a lot of money. Anywho. Huh?
I did pick up a couple things, or I should say a couple things were sent to me.
Yeah.
I got the Black Series Boba Fett rearmored. I got Black Series Night Brother from Fallen Order.
Okay.
This one has a bow and arrow, whereas the other one had a club.
Ooh.
Different.
Were they different colors?
Yeah, their skin tone's a little off. One's yellow and one's a little bit pinker.
Uh-huh.
So there's some difference there.
So where's the other one from if it's not from Fallen Order?
They're both from Fallen Order.
Oh.
One attacks you with a club. The other one shoots from afar with arrows.
Oh, yes. It's been a minute since I played that game.
And Hasbro went ding, ding, ding. There's two of them. One mold, two figures.
Repaints.
Repaints.
We can get in more into that in a minute.
But I was a sucker and I bought it. I love how I make fun of Hasbro, but then I'm like, I totally bought it. So guilty.
You
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I'm
You're the
guilty.
person we make fun of, Jason.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I am case and point.
Right.
and Hasbro, I can't remember how long ago they did this. They had like a super sale or something like that online where you could buy the Navarro playset for like $30, marked down from 50.
Mhm.
And then the Black Series figures went down to like $11. So I bought Dr. Cornelius Ezavon and Ponda Baba, also known as Walrus Man, for $11.
I don't like you. For
Yeah.
how much? $13 each?
11, even better.
Nice.
Plus I have the free shipping. And I'm in the middle of printing my own cantina right now which is a whole nother fiasco. I'm waiting for Amazon to come right now to bring me more filament so I can print. I'm looking up.
They'll show up at like midnight after they run through your yard.
Yeah, it's 8:00 at night, Amazon. It's okay. We can do this in the afternoon. Like, they once delivered something at 5 a.m. I'm like, guys, it's okay. We don't need it this early.
Dude, I got some more Ring cameras, and those things I ordered them that morning, and by that afternoon, they were waiting on me when I got home. So I was able to throw up some new Ring cameras.
But that's all I picked up this week. How about you?
I didn't pick anything up Star Wars wise, but I did found out we need to get at least an outside a new condenser for our AC. Because I don't know if a couple of weeks ago I talked how we got a window unit because our house has been hot, and we finally had somebody come look at it, and they were like, yeah, you got a leak. And because of all the crap, because it's so old and junky, you might as well redo it.
So in terms of Star Wars dollars, is that like 6 Hot Toys dollars?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's
You're not
probably
kidding.
more like 4. It's like $4K for a freaking condenser for
I
the
was just
outside.
being funny. We don't
I
need to
know.
be exact here.
But yeah,
How many Black Series dollars is that?
it's a lot.
A lot of Black Series.
Yeah, we shoot. Anyway, we were talking. I'm sorry, Narayan just put up the pool signings and for
we
the
got
summer
something.
social and ping pong. I'm not playing ping pong. Justin's gonna kick my butt in pool. He's already called it because last year he was playing and he folded because something came up. But anyway,
Oh.
so we were talking, huh?
Oh, do you want to do with the cornhole?
You want to do? Well, there's only one trophy. We can do cornhole. I mean, I don't know.
You
Yeah.
can keep the trophy. I get the bragging rights. You can't brag about it. That's the thing.
Okay. If we wanted, let me see.
That was I don't care. That's fine. But
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
why
play cornhole. Let's play. All right. Well, hold on. Shit. Whatever. I'll mess with it in a minute. We're doing a podcast. We're doing important stuff here. But
this
anyway,
is important.
it is. Okay. So
We're promoting the summer social. We're having
summer
fun.
social. All right. So do you want to do cornhole?
Yeah.
All right.
Where is it? Cornhole, double
And he hadn't
elimination.
put the cornhole on up yet.
There it is. It's up. Are you typing?
up.
Because it says someone's typing.
I hadn't typed anything yet.
Jason and Glenn.
All right,
There.
you're gonna do that, and then Ryan's gonna be Glenn can only do one, and then
do you
we'll
mean?
put
You
We'll
can do
do-
ping pong too.
huh?
You can do ping pong.
Yeah. I don't want to do ping pong.
I thought you said you wanted to do ping pong just 2
It was
seconds ago.
billiards.
Now we're arguing like old married wives.
Oh, who's the one that dinged it? Did you
or
ding me?
husbands.
Oh, it was you that dinged. It was you. Yes. Anyway, long story short, back to my new AC that I have to buy. My wife was talking. We were just talking and shooting the crap about wanting to do like home renovations and stuff. And she goes, well, I really want to paint the house and get new flooring. And I was going to surprise you with it. Like when you went on one of your little trips, you were going to come home and the house was going to be all redone. And I'm like, you realize the amount of Star Wars crap I have in this house that I don't want you touching or don't want anybody touching, because I have a case. I have like 2 cases in the dining room. And I'm like, I'm glad I figured this stuff out. So anyway, I was like, if we really want to do that, I want to do windows. So windows is $10K, and then we needed AC. So now it went from, a few $1,000s to we get like $40K. I'm like, Jesus. So
My head's hurting.
my head hurts too, man. My head hurts too, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Apparently she knows how to get money out the house because the housing market's been so strong.
Yeah, it is.
So she's like, we'll just pull more money out the house and do it all. I'm like, okay. I'm like, whatever.
You guys have fun with that. I'm just gonna watch from afar.
I know. I'm like, as long as we don't do it before the summer social, we're good. And then that means I'm like, you realize it's going to take me like a day to pack all my crap up, because I have to pack up all my 92 figures, which is going to suck. Which means I have to find those little Ziploc bags that looks like I'm going to be doing drugs to put
Yeah,
my 92
drogas.
my figures in.
The drogas.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like you can only sign up for table tennis or pool. So I'll find another person to do that. No, it's fine. I'll find someone.
I
You do
would
what you
rather
want to
play-
do. I'm
I
not
would
forcing you to
rather
do anything.
play- I would
No,
rather
no.
play cornhole. I want to play cornhole.
No, you don't. You want
Yes,
to do
I
what?
do.
Ping pong, table tennis?
Cornhole. I'm pretty decent at cornhole.
I'm not. So you might want to do pool
Why did you say you wanted to play cornhole?
because it's the only thing I'm good at. Out of the
I'm-
3 of them,
I'll do cornhole. There we go. I've just put it. I fixed it. I'll play cornhole. Anyway,
Right.
we're back to playing cornhole. So that was my week, is home improvements. Yay. Home improvements. And I got some more blank cameras. Yay.
yes. No Star Wars things.
No Star Wars things. Because I guess I'm waiting. I wanted to buy a new car, but my wife said no.
What? Okay. There's a lot to unpack there. Waiting for what? And
I'm waiting for more. I'm waiting for to go to Cincinnati in October
oh,
for that big
Okay.
toy show that weekend.
Yeah.
The
there's
Xenia
2
sh-
toy shows that weekend.
Yeah, the Xenia show and the Cincinnati shows the same weekend, October 1st and 2nd. So I'm waiting to go on that trip. And yeah, I don't know. There's stuff that's happening that we can't say yet that I'm waiting on too.
Car?
Yes, and I wanted to buy. Dude, I went to the dealership. I was getting an oil change, and they're like, "Hey, we'll buy your car." And I'm like, "Why not? Let's talk."
No, you got suckered.
And yeah,
The guy walked up to you and said, "One born every minute. Look at this guy. I got
Exactly.
this guy in the bag."
and they've been bugging me for like a year and a half for my car. So
What
I
do you want?
figured,
You want $2,000 for that car? I'll give you $2,000. You walk off the lot right now with $2,000. No one else is going to do that for you.
right, exactly. They're like, I figured they'd offer me like 15,000 for my car because they wanted it so bad. They offered me 10.
Yeah.
And then they marked up the car they wanted to sell me because they're like, we'll give you a hit. We'll give you a good deal on this car. And then we'll take a hit on the car that we're selling you. Nothing happened. And then it's got me just thinking about shit. And my wife's like, stop.
Oh, by the way, everyone, this is a Star Wars car we're talking about.
It is the Rogue One edition Star Wars car that's got,
Man,
it's
I
5
would ride
years old.
that.
Huh?
Go ahead.
It's 5 years old with like 121,000 miles on it.
I would ride that thing until it died because it's a Rogue One car.
That's probably what I'm going to end up doing.
It's like the only Star Wars car out there.
Yeah. And they only made like 5,000 of them.
Oh. Speaking of that 5,000, they only made 5,000 Luke Skywalker X-Wing Jazzware Micro Galaxy Squadron vehicles.
Yeah. Did you get one?
No, I haven't found one yet, but they are hitting store shelves. I saw the troop transport was hitting Walmart in Tennessee.
Was that only in Tennessee?
There's another place, but I don't.
I was at Walmart today because I had
Remember
to buy like stuff because we're having the grandbabies for a little bit this weekend, and I looked and didn't see anything.
Yeah, I keep looking, but they look like. Do I have to mute my computer here?
I'm gonna turn off Facebook.
I think it's maybe I should close it out.
I'm just gonna,
But it looks like they're going to be hitting up the same section as where all the other Star Wars stuff. Because I would walk down the Star Wars aisle, the action figures, the Hasbro stuff, and see if I could find the Jazzware stuff because they're scheduled to hit store shelves July, August.
uh-huh.
And then I would go up the Hot Wheels aisle because they are vehicles. So I didn't know if they'd be in the vehicle aisle, and they're not there. But it looks like they are in the Hasbro area.
Okay.
For those that are keeping score at home.
Are you still hitting the same Walmart I hit all the time on
Well,
Bells Ferry?
I do that one sometimes, but I go to the one down near me, right off of what is that road?
Chastain?
Chastain Meadows.
Yeah.
But my understanding, there's so many 501st people in this area, they all hit up that store all the same time. Not all the same time. There's a lot of people hitting that store, so it's really not a good store to go to.
The one off Chastain?
Yeah.
The one in Canton, because it's like out of the way. I've heard some good stuff's come out of that one.
Yeah, but they do get less because they're outside of the Atlanta district. I talked to someone in that Target up there. Well, I guess Target and Walmart are two different companies and can have two different systems. But at least that Target up there is outside of the Walmart, the Atlanta district. So they don't get the same distribution as Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So they get less than. Did I talk to a manager or did I talk to Jordan about this?
I haven't heard it, so you might have talked to George. I don't know who you talked to.
It might have been Jordan, but I can't remember anymore. Anyways, it's outside the district, so they get different quantities than Atlanta does.
Oh.
So take that for green. I don't
So
know.
is that a dinosaur in your shirt?
No, it's a seagull.
Seagull? Or is it a flock of seagulls?
It's a flock of seagulls, apparently. I never put those two together, but it's like a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. It's a Hawaiian shirt with like prints on it.
Let's bring it back to Star Wars. There's a lot. We've been talking a lot of stuff here, and there's no Star Wars in it.
Well, the stuff we've got to talk about is kind of Star Warsy, but it still goes back to Hasbro.
Yeah, it's not good stuff though.
What other? I mean, before we get into this, is there any news? Did you see the new lightsaber that's coming to Galaxy's Edge?
No, I didn't. What lightsabers coming together?
Caleb Doom, which they had to Kanan Jarrus lightsabers coming to Galaxy's Edge.
Wait, Kanan's coming to Galaxy's Edge?
Kanan's the Kanan lightsaber, which they rebranded because you remember they did it about a year ago where they voted for the lightsabers.
Yeah.
And they went with the whatever the Fallen Order dude is. Well,
Caleb.
they rebranded the Kanan lightsaber as Caleb Doom from Bad Batch, and apparently that was enough to push it over the edge.
Right. You said a lot of things that don't make sense.
But
You mean Kanan from the very, very beginning of Bad Batch?
Bad Batch, yes.
His lightsaber is the same as Caleb from Jedi Fallen Order?
No. The guy from all right. Kanan
Yeah.
was Caleb Doom.
Oh.
You never put that
So-
two and two together?
No, it's making sense. Who was the kid from Fallen Order?
Cal Kestis.
Cal, Kanan, Caleb.
Cal's the lightsaber that won last year.
Yes. I'm on
And then they
board.
redid it again this year, and they rebranded Kanan's as Caleb's, and that one pushed it over the top. Because it was
I'm
from
on
Bad
board.
Batch.
I'm on board.
As long as the lightsaber comes apart, I'll be cool with it. Because I think it's a little bit different. The hilt's different, but the emitter's the same.
Yeah. So you're gonna go to Galaxy's Edge and get this sucker?
I don't know when, but yes, I hope it's out.
Are you gonna get that $5,000 drink from the Disney Wish?
No, but we are talking about going on the cruise on the Disney Wish. But
Well,
anyway,
bring $5,000.
dude, did you see what all that came with?
Yeah, Cole posted that.
Yeah, but did you like? It comes with. I think it's actually probably worth it if you have $5,000 to spend on it.
To go to Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
And-
worth it.
and you get the wine, and you get some Pappy Van Winkle, and you get like the silver plate. I think there's like 4 silver plated glasses you get to keep.
Yeah,
You don't get to keep the Cantona, which doesn't make sense to me,
that's only like $50.
unless they don't want to have a big stash of Cantonos on the ship.
That's possible.
But still, let me take the damn Cantono. And you're supposed to get a water bottle and a backpack and something you can hang in your room. Some room decoration thing.
Okay.
But I figured
$5,000.
the Skywalker Ranch has got to be worth $500 to $1,000 just to say you've been, because it's not open to the public.
Okay. That's just a lot of money. It's like we're catering to the super rich.
Yeah, but Disney likes doing. I think ballparks like doing that kind of crap too, because the Brave Stadium have one that's like a hamburger that's like $200.
Really?
Yeah, but
There
it'll
ain't no
feed-
cheeseburger on the planet that's worth $200.
but I think it'll feed like 4 or 5 people because it's
What?
huge.
Damn. That's one big cheeseburger.
That's what she said.
Wait, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah,
All right, move along.
But
Move
no,
along.
go back to, so my wife and I were talking about taking a cruise in the next year or two, and the Disney Wish is on the top of the list because it's got the big Hyper Lounge, which they're using stuff from Galaxy's Edge and the Star Cruiser on it. It's got like these windows that it will hyperspace. They'll jump, and then all of a sudden there's like a Star Destroyer out in front of you, and then you could be, on top of Hoth, and you got all these planets and stuff, all the windows. So you're like in space. But I'm really jealous of the kids because apparently there's like a really awesome kids play area that looks straight out of Star Wars. It probably, to me, almost looks better than some of the stuff in Galaxy's Edge.
Move, kid. I'm going down the slide now.
I've heard that like the first night of a Disney cruise, they will open the kids area up so like the parents can check it out. I'm air quoting check it out. Parents can check it out. I can just go in there and be like, I got to check it out for my kids.
Pew pew.
Yeah. They have like a porg and a thing, they got all kinds of stuff. There's a porg in a cage, and
Yeah.
it looks really awesome. I'm like, yeah. So we will be on the Disney Wish and probably in the next year or two. Plus it's coming. Huh?
You kids have fun.
Oh, my wife never wanted to go on a Disney cruise, but everybody we talked to that's been on Disney cruises are like, go, because it's expensive up front, but they don't really ding you like every other cruise does.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's too expensive for me. I'll just buy some Hot Toys.
Yeah, you could buy 5 Hot Toys.
And then my wife will be like, why did we buy Hot Toys and not go on a cruise?
She would, wouldn't she? Have you ever
Yeah,
been
she
on a
would.
cruise?
No. I mean, I've been on the Jungle Cruise. Does that count?
No.
Oh.
It's just some bad dad jokes, man.
I have bad dad jokes. I've been saving these for the right moment. I'm just going
Yeah?
to go through a couple right now. And they're not Star Wars related, but half of this episode hasn't been Star Wars related. So why turn it around now?
Right.
When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it becomes apparent.
When it becomes fully groaned. Let's see. Why did the alternative universe Spider-Man do good on his driver's test?
I don't know why.
Because he was an excellent parallel parker. I just found out that Albert Einstein was a real person. All this time, I thought he was a theoretical physicist.
That one's a little deep.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna keep this dumb for you people. Here you go. Do you know the difference between wallpaper and toilet paper?
No.
Ew. All right, I'm gonna be done with that one. I'll be here all night.
Oh, geez.
All
I
right,
need to
let's move.
start. Yeah.
Let's move along.
Move along. Move along. So Hasbro has
Speaking
Hasbro.
of crap,
Speaking of taking a big old crap on Star Wars fans, Hasbro Pulse.
yeah, or specifically HasLab.
HasLab, yes,
yeah.
HasLab.
So we got to do this again because GI Joe released a 6-inch classified. What's it called? The Hiss vehicle or something
The
like
Hiss, which is the little tank, like the Cobra Commander tank thing that looks.
that with lights and stuff. $300, 8,000 backers sold in a day. Backed in a day.
Why?
Congratulations to the GI Joe team and all the GI Joe fans. I was trying to wrestle with this all week long, having just come from a GI Joe oriented toy show.
Right.
We don't have that for Star Wars. So there is I don't know if there's a bigger, I can't say that because I have no facts, but it would seem like with Joe Fest and Joe Lanta that there's an audience there for GI Joe stuff that could potentially sell it out in a day.
I think the more you look into GI Joes, and if you watch like the Toys That Made Us with GI Joes, there was just so much stuff that came out from GI Joe, because with Star Wars we were stuck to 92 figures, and they just kept making Star Wars figures. I mean, it got to the point where the designers were putting themselves on the card backs. They were putting them, making figures out of themselves because they were running out of ideas. And I also think that the GI Joe fans will welcome all the new iterations of their figures where Star Wars fans kind of don't want to, because when we were sitting there with with Jesse, he's pulling out some weird ass looking figures and he's like, I love these because I grew as a kid. These were my figures.
Yeah.
And I think GI Joe is more welcoming a little bit than the Star Wars fans, because we're like, we got to keep it pure and holy, and GI Joe fans are like, just give me some cool toys. I mean, there's even a lot of, I'm started to look into the custom stuff, and that custom stuff's incredible. It's not even custom stuff, it's just higher end toys that are like what, $20-$30 for a figure, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like you're saying, it's a different culture because they do allow repro weapons. They don't care. They're like, it's just plastic.
right.
But anyways, yeah, it's sold out in a day. Unlike Reva's lightsaber, which as of today is 1,300 and needed 8,000 backers. It's not going to cross the finish line.
No.
However, Hasbro cut off comments to the Reva lightsaber, both on Facebook. No, not on YouTube, but on Facebook they did. They're like, no more comments on this, because it was just a lot of people complaining that we're not getting what we want. G.I. Joe, they apparently, I don't know. I thought that was a built-in thing, that people knew what that tank was and they wanted it, and they jumped at the opportunity of purchasing one because it was available.
I mean, it's almost like us in the Rancor. They redid the Rancor and did it as 6-inch, because this is a 3 3/4 figure or ship that they made 6 inches. And that thing, you look at it and there's lights, the cockpit lights up. There's a little thing that throws the Cobra symbol on the ground that apparently if it funded by 7.6, it came with an extra figure that was like vintage or concept type figure.
They got that.
They got that. Yeah. It's already on tier 2, man. And it's not even 2 days out.
That's also a brand new figure, right? The concept figure.
Yes.
Yeah, because with the Rancor, we just got a straight repack as the first tier.
Really? And I think this, I don't quote me on it, but the Commander, the driver may be a brand new figure too.
Yeah, it's just, you got to also think, like, if they own that property, they own G.I. Joe. If it was something they were licensing, like with Star Wars, they would have to throw, 25% of that out the window, maybe 20%, 18% to be maybe
Keep-
even 15%. Anyways, there's
Yeah.
a
Keep
built-in
the math
factor.
simple, 20%. Yeah.
There's going to be like 21.85% of that is going to go back to some other corporation. But yeah, like that's not the case here. So they can bring the cost down. Whereas that same vehicle repainted for Star Wars would be, you know, that plus 21.85% higher.
Well, let's just do the math. See, if my wife was here, she would be able to, she'd know it.
She'd know that right in a second. But
20%. So it'd be basically, let's say 300, instead of it being 300, it'd be $60 to $75 more
yeah, so
to cover the licensing fee.
that's 350 right there, which was the Rancor.
Right.
And the tiers were attractive. They weren't not repacks as it was the case for the Rancor.
Yeah.
God, tier 1 should have been the Rancor Keeper.
Well, I really think there's a disconnect between, I think, Lucasfilm and Hasbro, because if somebody at Lucasfilm or somebody would have realized, hey, Hasbro Pulse wants to do a HasLab wants to do a Rancor, somebody at Lucasfilm should have gone, wait 2 months.
It's like, what do you want? The Ghost. This is what we're going to give you. Ray's dagger from Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
No, that's not.
Hell, even that would have been cooler than the damn Reva lightsaber.
No, it wouldn't.
It would have been something different. It might have been, and they could have sold it for a couple of $100 and it might have got,
Yeah,
And-
I'm yeah.
I'm okay. Let's just, because I'm looking at the Razor Crest over my shoulder. The last HasLab was the Razor Crest, which is an incredible ship for
Last
what it is.
HasLab was the Rancor.
The Rancor. Hold on. The last successful one was the Razor Crest.
Yeah.
And then it was the Rancor, and now it's Reva's lightsaber. So you had the sail barge, which people were hammering over for 20 years. So that funded very quick, and it was only
People wanted it.
right. What was it? $500
$500.
for what that was.
Yeah.
Once you see one in person, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to get that good of a toy for $500 ever again.
It's pretty incredible.
With
love
that
it.
much detail.
I
'Cause-
just wish it wasn't so high in my room.
I
As in
wish
location, not mental status.
you're right. I wish I had a better. I mean, I love the way that the Razor Crest, because the Razor Crest, I feel we're losing a lot of it because it's so detailed on the inside.
Yeah.
Displaying it on the fly stand, you're missing a lot of it.
Yeah.
So they did. Okay. So back to the thing. They did the Jabba sail barge, which is something that people have been wanting for 20. Well, what was it? We're coming up on 40 years. So 30, let's say 30 to 35 years, people have been wanting the Jabba sail barge.
Mhm.
So when they released it for $500, people wanted it. And even that took a minute to fund, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't fund right away, but then once it funded in the last day or so, it just exploded. It crossed the 5,000, and then it just went up to 8,800, like within a day. It was pretty insane.
And that, I think, was a lot of grassroots effort. David
Yeah, Back
Quinn's
the Barge
podcast.
is a big fan base thing.
Go look up David Quinn's podcast, Prototypes in Production. He did a really good episode on it. I don't know what episode it was, but he did a real in-depth on it. So then we get the Razor Crest, which is a brand new ship.
Which is gorgeous, and then it blows up the next week.
Right. Which it was, I mean, granted, it was on a hot TV show,
Yeah,
but
but
it's a
people
brand new
wanted it.
What?
People wanted it. They saw the show. They said, "That's a cool ship. I want that ship. I want the Mandalorian ship."
Right. So they hit while they struck while the iron's hot. And then they did the Rancor, where, I mean, it does feel like they line it up with TV shows the last few, but the Rancor just, if they would have waited 2 months, that thing would have funded because they were within 50 or 500 of it, weren't they, when it failed?
Yeah, they were within 500. Also, I've heard rumors that this is rumors, so maybe I shouldn't even keep it on our stupid podcast, but we're not professional, whatever. Cookie Monster failed. That was the second HasLab. And after that, they were going to do the Rancor, but they wanted to do something that was a little bit more sure. So the Rancor was delayed a while. And the Rancor, I think, which is bad timing, is competing. Because not everybody's like me, where I'm all Star Wars. I don't get into anything else. And they had 3 different conflicting HasLabs at the same time. There was the Proton Pack. I think there was another G.I. Joe project.
There was a
the Jet.
Right.
And then there was the Rancor. So people had to pick between, because not everyone has thousands of dollars to waste on toys.
Right.
So that was bad timing. So they released it at the wrong time. And then the tiers were all repacks, nothing that people were really excited about.
And truthfully, the Rancor was shit compared to those other two. I would have, if I had to choose, I would have picked the Proton Pack. If I only could have bought one, or if I was going to buy, if I had to choose between the three, the Proton Pack would have been what I bought, because that was badass.
Well, this is Smuggler's Galaxy. If you want to talk about Ghostbusters, you go to Ghost Busting Smuggler's Galaxy. I don't know. Shut up. You shut up.
I'm just telling the truth, man. That Proton Pack was awesome.
No, yes, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, you can look at the comments and you can see what people are asking for. Ghost seems to come up a lot.
Yeah.
And the whole point of the HasLab was to give the fans the things that they want, that they probably never have, because it'll never sit on store shelves. And the Ghost is prime example number one.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't do that.
Yeah, I have a feeling if they're going to do a Ghost, they're going to wait for the Ahsoka show. And then that'll be the ship that comes out of the Ahsoka show.
The other thing that I'm starting to see, and this is all, just I feel like I need to keep prefacing everything I say with disclosures. Like, this is just one idiot online looking at comments. It seems like with the vintage collection, they're not making a lot of vehicles right now.
Right.
So any vehicles, they're doing a lot of play sets, but any vehicles should be a probable HasLab. So like a drop ship with a bunch of stormtroopers could be a potential HasLab, because they have one of those in The Mandalorian. They have those in Obi-Wan. Hell, Obi-Wan, there's tons of stuff in there that they could do for our HasLabs, but I guess they could do a snow speeder with that blue paint deco, but
they've already done a big snow speeder though. That'd have to be you're at a repack then.
Yeah. Well, as I was escaping from my mouth those words, I wanted to put a break and stop it, but I realized that everything that we're saying is being recorded and will be saved for a long time, and there's no way to go back. And just keep going, Jason, because you just got to do it. But you get my point.
Right.
Do it.
Do it.
So, yeah. Oh, to follow up from last week, I'll do that in a minute. Never mind.
Okay.
We're still talking about HasLab.
Yes.
So, that's the only thing I can think of, is to stop doing what the corporate initiatives, what Lucasfilm is dictating and saying, no, you need to do this to support this property. Be true to the HasLab, not the value, but the mission to give the fans what they always want, and listen to the fans and give them what they actually want.
Right. Which is the freaking Ghost. Damn it.
Well, for you, it's the Ghost. For me,
I think
tons of possibilities.
I think a lot of people would do it. I dig your theory, or what you want to do, as far as saying, okay, we're going to release like 4 or 5 figures that never is going to be released any other way, and you do it for $50 or $100.
Yeah.
I would consider that, depending on what the figures were.
Yeah. I think Reva's lightsaber is going to fail. And I think Hasbro's going to go back and say, we've had 2 Black Series fail. We've had 2 vintage collection projects that were successful. We don't want another black eye, so to speak, because it is a PR thing. It is all public relations. It's all getting the word out. Hasbro's got this HasLab, and we've got the projects of your dreams. Get out there and vote. It's all public relations. It's really not. If they wanted to, they can make all this stuff and just put it on store shelves. They can make it Hasbro Pulse exclusives. This is just really a PR campaign to spread the word, get it out, 45-day campaign to say Hasbro, Hasbro, Hasbro. That's really what it is. And I think they're going to go back to the vintage collection because, like I said, they've had 2 successful projects, and they don't want another black eye. They want a successful project to get a good firm stance on the market.
Right.
I said a lot of words there.
You did, and you went really fast. Not really fast, but and it's like, what was it? Jabba's throne room with Boba Fett's throne
Yeah.
room.
That was supposed to be HasLab.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't know if
room,
I'm
but
supposed to say that.
whatever.
If I just whisper it to you, then no one will know.
Exactly.
That was supposed to be HasLab.
Not that many people listen to this show, so
Yeah. Less and less people, in fact.
I don't know what's going on. I blame summer and nobody's commuting. Or the fact, actually, what I blame is the fact that everybody's talking about Obi-Wan and everybody's tired of listening about it.
Oh.
I think
Well, then don't talk about Obi-Wan.
I'm not going to talk about, we don't talk about Obi-Wan.
We don't talk about Obi. No. We
'Cause
don't talk about Obi.
Because I know I personally didn't listen to, I listened to like one Star Wars podcast and I'm like, all right, I'm tired of hearing about Obi-Wan because everyone you look at is Obi-Wan.
So what do you want to listen to? Because maybe that's what we need to just fill that market.
As far as what
Podcast, Star Wars podcast. What should we
I
talk
like
about?
what we're doing right now. Just
Okay, let's keep
shooting
going.
the shit. I mean,
Okay.
I dig what we talk about, you know, when we talk about the shows, but I think just the podcast everybody gets so overwhelmed with it because, you know, there's thousands of Star Wars podcasts out there and all of them are talking
Yeah.
about the same thing.
Everyone's breaking down Obi-Wan. Okay, let's go through Obi-Wan episode 6. So we open up on the ship and we hear familiar songs from that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Why not use some of those Star Wars themes? They use it very sparingly.
What do you mean as far as like the music?
Yeah, like the Force theme was hardly used. I get why they don't use the Imperial March because that's used in The Empire Strikes Back. So in the timeline of things, we should at least use some of the Imperial stuff that we hear in A New Hope, but we're not using that.
Right. I personally, I think them holding out for the Imperial March when they played it at the end of Obi-Wan was perfect because I think in that moment when Obi-Wan realizes Anakin is dead and, you know, when he has that reveal and that final battle is when Obi-Wan becomes Obi-Wan that we know in A New Hope. And at that moment is when Darth Vader becomes the Darth Vader we know in A New Hope. So that's when they play the Imperial March and you're like, it's about to get real, you know. Now it's, you know,
but the Force theme should pop in every once in a while.
I love the Force theme.
That was hardly used, and we used Leia's theme once,
right?
But that was cool because it's kind of Leia, like this is the moment, but she becomes the Leia we all know.
Mhm.
However, use the Force theme. It's the Force,
right?
It's not the Skywalker theme.
Yeah. And the Force theme is like the trumpet, right? Where you hear it with Yoda and Luke. That's the Force theme. I want to make sure I'm on the same page.
Yeah, let's get.
Dude, when I went and saw the Atlanta Symphony play along with A New Hope, like before everybody's warming up. I'd never been to a symphony show, so I didn't know that they just walk on stage and warm up with everybody in there. Yeah. There was a dude on a French horn playing that, and it was like a freaking goosebump moment. It was like, oh my God. So it was just, I was like, and my daughter played mellophone, which is a marching French horn. And I'm like, you got to learn the Force theme. And she's just like, huh? Did you see the video I shared of the two kids running around the neighborhood?
Yes, that was gorgeous.
And it's so awesome because he keeps messing up, and it's just a little kid that in love with Star Wars.
Yeah, just have fun, kids.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Anyways, you want to finish up with the HasLab?
Well, I want to say that Reva's lightsaber has stands that you can put the lightsaber blades on.
So does the Razor Crest. I mean, so did the sail barge that had little peg stands.
Do you want to talk about the Obi-Wan releases, or do you just want to kind of
Obi-Wan releases? Oh, we just bashed Hasbro. I do want to give them credit. Maybe it's just their messed up distribution, but the vintage collection Obi-Wan figures have been found in stores
already.
Yeah, and we just finished up. Yeah, I know in Orlando they were found in a couple other places around the country. I think Tim has it already. Tim Connors.
I did get a notification that my Cobb Vanth was pushed back another month.
Yeah.
But let me see, because I ordered mine from Amazon.
But here we are 1 week, week and a half afterwards, and the figures are hitting store shelves, which is pretty good because we complained about that not being the case with the Mandalorian and having to wait a year and a half.
Right. I hate going through Amazon because I see the weird crap my wife buys, and I'm like, why are you buying this crap? Let's see. Oh I did get a Jazzwares. I've already talked about it, but I did the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And they did to put the X-Wing on Amazon. So I got both of those.
Nice.
So yeah, my retro line, because I did a Fifth Brother, a Darth Vader, and an Inquisitor. They'll be here September 5th from the retro line of those. So I got to open them all. I need to have an opening party.
Don't invite me. I walked into Harrison's room this past week with my Panda Baba and Dr. Pizavan, and I looked at him very creepily with the scissors, and I cut it like I was psycho, and he just starts smiling, and his eyes got really wide, like, what the hell's happening? Anyways, there's a company called Star Action. Did you see this? Star Action Figures in the UK. And they had a meeting with Hasbro to talk about some concerns they had. They talked about the pre-ordering, how like pre-orders should be like 2 to 3 months, and save your pre-orders until you're going to get your stock in 3 months, and not order in January for April of the following year, because then people forget about the figures and they're not excited anymore. They said they were pretty open to that, but then they got to the part about bubbles, and it might sound obsessive about these bubble things, but just know that once the microphones turn off, I really don't talk about bubbles. We don't talk about bubbles in real life. But they did say, they said that all they will say is that Hasbro is fully aware of the fans' views that they're not happy with no bubbles. The best example they can use is what happened when the best example for what would happen if they ditched the bubble goes back to 2013, when they ordered 700 cases of Wave 16 of the final vintage collection wave from that first run. And then the next 3.75 wave after that, they sold less than 10 sets. So they went from ordering 700 vintage collection figures, or box cases of figures, to selling 10 sets of what came after. So there was a major drop off, because they went to the Black Series after that. They made the same kind of figures, same quality,
right?
But they released it as the Black Series, and people didn't want that. So there was a major drop off. So they're going to experience that kind of thing if they stop with the bubbles. People are just going to drop off. They're talking about, this is what the guy was suggesting. It's not what Hasbro in any way is thinking of doing. But there's green plastic, PLA plant-based plastic. I guess you can get clear plant-based plastic, to which I say that's degradable and might be worse than actual plastic, but at least you would see it. It would just be, like deteriorating in front of your eye, worse than the regular plastic. But anyways,
it'll take 100 years to degrade. By that time, you won't care.
I'll be dead. I'll be dead.
I do have to admit, not seeing a figure is a big drawback.
Yeah.
Because you don't know which. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that will dig through figures to make sure they're getting a clean figure, and you don't know that. Well, it's like that one Thor. I was like, that looks like Natalie Portman, and it looked bad, right? But then I'm like, oh, it's Natalie Portman. It's supposed to be Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
but
that means it's good,
right? but the figure looked bad to me.
Wait,
I mean,
I'm trying to do the math. Thor figure bad because it looks like Natalie Portman,
but
it is Natalie Portman, therefore it is good,
right? Or why? Or no, it was like, why is this Thor figure a girl? Then yeah, it is a girl because it's Natalie Portman.
We're going to be modern on this podcast. It's a lady.
It's a lady. She's a lady. Yes, and I love all the memes about freaking. Are you my dad? And then it's Natalie Portman in some movie where either it's from of course it's Natalie Portman looking really good, and Obi-Wan going, no, but I wish I was. Or your mom's smoking hot though. So was your dad.
Yeah. Well, we need to compensate. Ewan McGregor is smoking hot too, so we need to objectify men too. So
Yeah, he was a good-looking man when we saw him at Celebration. You're just
that
like,
dude is
hey,
handsome. I'm not attracted to men, but for a second there, I'm like, why is he so handsome? Why is my eye saying this man is so handsome?
why do I feel this way? Why do all of a sudden I feel like when I used to climb a rope in gym class?
Yeah. The only other person I think like David Duchovny in X-Files days, like if I had seen him face to face, I think he's another guy that'd be like, that dude's really, really handsome.
Yeah, that's a dude. He's on my bucket list of people to meet because I gotta
Oh, I was
get my
gonna say,
thing.
where's this going?
He's on my bucket list of people to meet, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Dragon Con to release all their who's coming because I have a feeling it's going to be a really cool Dragon Con
Why?
this year. You just see people that haven't really signed in a long time that are starting to come out the woodwork. For some reason, I have a feeling that Doc Brown's going to be there, but
Oh, really?
I don't know why. I have a feeling that he'll be there because he's been doing cons.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
the
I
guy
have a
that
bit.
Huh?
Yeah. That would be one that I want to get an autograph poster with him
And-
and
and-
Tom Wilson. Leah
yeah, I've
Thompson.
met Tom. I've told you I've met Tom Wilson.
Yeah, you
right?
told me.
Yeah. I
You don't
came
need
close.
to tell me again.
I came close to what's her face, the girl from his girlfriend, Jessica. Shit.
Jessica Rabbit.
No, the first girlfriend in the first movie, Claudia
yeah, she's
Wells.
doing the rounds too.
Yeah, she's been doing the rounds. But hey, I can't blame them if you did one role that will pay you however much you pay for. If you can sit in a convention center for $40 an autograph and you may make a couple of thousand over a weekend, I'd do it too.
Yeah.
They had the dude from Skinhead when we were at Joe Fest. They had the guy from Back to the Future, Skinhead, one of the gangs, and it's just like you don't look like that anymore. It's like, are you the same? You sure you're the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
bad.
didn't see him. I saw the photos. I'm like, oh, I recognize that guy from all those things, but then I never saw him in his booth. He's one of Biff's buddies.
Yeah, I
And
think
not Billy Zane, one of the other two.
Yeah,
I think
one
it's
of
the taller one.
one of the lesser known characters. If I was
Not the guy wearing the glasses, the 3D glasses.
Right,
It's
the
the
guy
other
that's-
one.
the other guy, if I was really hardcore about collecting Back to the Future autographs, I probably would have got one. But I passed off a Captain Sato. I should have got him, but I didn't
From Rebels.
from Rebels. But I want a Sabine autograph and I want a Hera autograph. I want all those guys.
Vanessa Marshall.
Taylor Gray was at Celebration, but he was doing the midnight, like the after hours thing, and it looked crazy. The line was crazy long for that, and I didn't want to miss anything else. I probably should have got it.
You probably should have, but should have, would have. We're Monday morning quarterbacking Celebration, which is not fair to either one of us.
No, it's not. The only thing I could say is get there a couple of days early and do some sightseeing. But no, speaking of Celebration, the 4-day tickets sold out in like an hour for
An hour.
Celebration Europe.
Yeah. It's a whole new world we're in with Celebration. Although there's an appetite over there in Europe, so I mean they haven't had a celebration in a while. Maybe they were just ready for that.
Yeah, I would say it's. Hold on, because didn't they do Anna? They did Florida, they did Orlando, then I think it went to Europe, and then it went to California, or vice versa, or it was something like that. It was because 15 I think was Anaheim, and then it might have gone to Europe. Then it was in Orlando or Anaheim or whatever. So it's either 14 or 16 when it was in last time in Europe.
Yeah. But anywho, we had fan mail this week.
Yes. Do you have it brought up?
I have my stuff brought up. I thought we could A/B it.
Yeah, let me bring it up. Hold on.
I could bring it up for you. Hold on. I can just read you the question.
Okay. But do you want me to read you your question?
I'll read my question. I'm
Okay.
perfectly capable of reading my own questions. Thank you very much.
All right, fine. Be that way.
Fine. It'll be malfunctioning in a week in your sided scrap pile.
Over here.
That was funny because I was playing around with my Ponda Baba and Dr. Cornelius Ezevon, and I took a photo. I posted up on Facebook and just said, I don't like you. And I went to go do the dishes, and I came back, and there was like a play-by-play of everybody I know with Kay and Orion and Robert. Was it Robert Ortiz, right?
Yeah.
And a couple other people, and it was just hilarious. And then Anthony Pagano posted Black Series prototype of the heads, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
I love it when people are just
Crazy.
like, oh yeah, watch this.
yeah, watch this, boom. Wow, it's that big. Anyways, so for Glenn, the questions we got fan mail this week from Eddie Trozy. So Eddie, thank you. I just said his last name. I don't know if he wants his name used. And here's his address, by the way. No, I'm joking. Thank you for the fan mail. We're excited. We're so excited. We're like kids on Christmas morning. Oh, we got fan mail.
Yeah.
And we got 3 questions each, so we're going to go back and forth. For Glenn, what pieces are you looking for? Is the Empire toothbrush a big want for you per the episode, or are you focused on other items for your collection? What are you talking about, toothbrush?
There was on AVT's live sale a couple of months ago. They had a set of toothbrushes that had one of the Empire Strikes Back electric toothbrushes that looked like a lightsaber. I have one that's, I think, used, but they had one that was new with all the brushes and everything, and they were wanting like $300 for the set. It was a full set of the toothbrushes, unused, with the rare Jedi Master, where it was Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Ghost, Force Ghost. And I thought about it way too long, and somebody else grabbed it. So I was just sort of like, I was wanting, it would be cool to have that toothbrush again, just because it's sort of my thing for my stuff from my childhood. I'm kind of focused back on. As far as what I'm looking for, I think I've beat that dead horse into the ground. Is I want the Galactic Heroes Phantom if I can ever find it, but there again, there might be only one in existence, so I probably will never find it.
Is there anything that's more than one in existence that you're looking for?
I like the Sigma stuff. I love the bootleg ceramic stuff. Right now, I am looking for a bootleg Darth Vader Rumpf mug, because I've got the Chewbacca and I've got the Ben Kenobi. So that would be cool to have to complete that collection. I think I'm missing, as far as the Rumpf mugs, I need one more box, one of them in a box, because I've got the Darth Vader and the Obi-Wan in a box. So I need the Chewbacca in a box to complete that line. I'd love to have a 3PO tape dispenser. As far as that, any of the bootleg ceramic
that thing
stuff,
is shouting up in price.
it'll
fast.
it'll be $1,000 here soon.
Yeah, soon.
Which I'm not going to pay that much for it. I even at $400, I'm like, holy smokes, that's a lot of money. I like focusing on the bootleg stuff, on the bootleg ceramics, because that's what my grandmother was into, ceramics, and it kind of is hits near and dear to my heart. I've got there's a Chewbacca and a Princess Leia one that I need. I've got 3 of the Darth Vader. I've got the R2D2. I've got a Jabba, and I've got a Wicket Ewok, which apparently those are impossible to find. And my wife just found them on a website because she's like that. So I'd love to get a mold too. I guess, I don't know why I just went off on a ceramic kick, but I'd love to get a ceramic mold, would be cool too.
Yeah, it's like we just found something that was under the surface, and
right. It's kind of something that I forget about, truthfully, until I see it, and then it just kind of opens the floodgates for me.
Yeah, the levees break.
Right. All right, now going to Jason.
Yeah.
Not to be nosy, but what figures do you lack to complete your Loose 92 run? I'm curious to see what you lack compared to me and other friends I have who are looking to finish the same run, who may be running into the same issues: budget, scarcity, inflation, etc.
Yeah, I have about 62 of the 92, so I'm in a good place, I think. A lot of them are beaters, and I'm fine with that because they were played with. I'm missing a lot of I feel like I need to buy the figures all over again, just because it's cheaper to buy the figure and the weapon than it is to buy the figure. It's just the weapon itself. So Yeah, so that's where I am. I'm missing a lot.
Do you have any of the last 17?
No, I don't have any of the last 17. So that's something I'm kicking to the end of the road there. I'd prefer to buy some of the other figures all over again just to get the weapons than buy the last 17. He's talking about budget and scarcity. I haven't had any problems finding some of these figures with Second Chance and ABT and the toy shows. I find them pretty regularly. It's just a matter of having the money to buy them. And the prices, like for some of the weapons, like the yellow lightsaber itself is $75. I have Luke. It's a pretty decent Luke. He's got a blue lightsaber, and I've had that for like 30, 28 years, something like that. Had I known then what I know now, I would have bought another Luke for the lightsaber alone. But there's some low-hanging flutes that I need. There's low-hanging flutes that I need. The Rancor Keeper is one of them. I need a really good Jawa, really good sand person. I was looking at a sand person at Show Fest, but they seemed really rubbed down. The silver was missing. They weren't, they just didn't look good, so I didn't grab those. Death Star droid.
What were they wanting for those?
$35. Wow. Cape and the gaffy stick. And the paint looked really fine. It was just the silver around their mouth, the little points. Those looked like they're like rounded over, sanded over almost. I'm on the hunt for a Death Star droid, so I'll be looking for that. That's probably one of the next things that I need. A lot of the Hoth, I know for like off the top of my head, a lot of the Hoth figures that I have need blasters. I need a lightsaber and a blaster and a cape for Luke Skywalker, Jedi Luke. Yeah, I'm rambling. How's that for an answer?
Yes. So it's just price and more than anything.
Price. And scarcity doesn't seem to be a problem for me here.
Now, is it more price, or is it you'd rather spend your money on other stuff?
Yeah, it's tough to spend $600 on Yak Face when that's a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
I mean, I could buy 7 or 8 modern figures and then go buy gas and then go buy groceries with all the stuff. Like that's just where I am. It's tough.
Yeah. It'll be easier when your kids are gone.
We'll see.
Then your wife will want to go on cruises on the Disney Wish and it'll be like, no, I want hot toys.
And then I'm still not going to get the figure. All right. Number 2, I noticed you're a musician as
Magic.
well. Yeah. Does your collecting and music ever cross paths? Do you have a piece in your collection that reflects your passion for both?
I've never thought about crossing the paths. The closest thing I have is my new bass is called the model is called an R2 and it's blue like R2. So that's the closest I'd have to have something that crosses paths. Yeah. I've been tempted to buy the vinyls, but I just don't have any way to display them because I don't have a record player to play them.
Well, if you're going to display them, then you don't play them.
Right.
I display them. I don't play them. I have Laserdisc. I don't play them.
Yeah. Well, Laserdisc player. At least you can find a record player. I do have a vinyl somewhere. I don't know where it's at. It's probably in I have a box that somebody shipped me a record in that I just threw some vinyls in, but I think I've got a picture disc in that, but that would be it as far as like those paths crossing. Plus I don't know if they make the guitars and stuff, but and I do have my personal guitar pick does have a Mythosaur on it, Mythosaur skull on it. And I do spray paint the Mythosaur skull on my gear so that people know it's mine.
Do you not have that poster print of like the main cast rocking out on the rock show with like Vader in the air playing the guitar?
Mandy did say she saw it somewhere, but I don't remember where, and I think it was a lot of money.
Oh. But
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Plus, I have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that's true. You can take off the Razor Crest and just unroll it over there.
Yeah, I could, but then you couldn't see down into things. Dude, it's so bad. Just speaking of stuff, I had to take like all my modern mint on cards and put them behind. Like I have all my mint on cards like at an angle, all my
Yeah.
vintage stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to take my modern stuff and put them behind the vintage stuff. So you got to kind of look. It's like it's like Jenga to see stuff. But anyway,
I gotta, yeah.
you'll have to see it. It's cool the way I did it, but
No, you're starting to talk about like rearranging things. I got to do that because we got people coming over this month, and I got to start dusting and that whole process.
Dude, I was talking to the wife about that this weekend. I'm like, okay, nothing's gonna get done this weekend because we got too much stuff going on. Next weekend is this, and we got like 2 weekends before it hits the fan. And then I need to cut my grass, but it's been too hot, and thankfully it's been so hot that my grass hasn't really
grass
grown.
isn't growing, no. It's too hot for that.
Except for the weeds. So my wife's
grass is like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah. So thankfully it's looking bad, but it's not as bad as it could be. Cause it's probably been a month since I cut my grass. And thankfully it's been too damn hot to grow. So I'm like,
my turn. Ask me a question.
You want a question
about lawn care?
Oh, so this goes back into question number 1. How are you so patient to finish this run? Question mark. In the episode, you state that you're picking up 1 a month here and there would be okay. In the episode, you state that picking up 1 a month here or there would be ideal, and you sounded like you were okay with that.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you also the kind of individual who finds it more appealing to finish your run on your own as your collecting mission, or if friends help you here and there, would you be okay with that too?
Yeah, so there's 2 questions there that are in my mind. The first one about the patience, which is insane because I am the least patient person on the planet. I don't have any patience. 0, none. But when it comes to this, I'm okay. Like if it takes me another 15 years to finish the run, I'm okay with that. I hope it doesn't, because Yak Face will be like $3,000 by then, loose. But
yeah.
But to that point, it's been a 28-year journey rebuilding my collection, and if it takes another 28 years, I guess that's what it is. I guess I love collecting. I enjoy it, so maybe it's just the love of it makes it okay. It's just zen.
Right.
And then the other part of the this is a tough one. This gets into psychology with the friends and stuff versus myself doing it alone. Friends are always great to point you to pieces. I have this for sale, great, I'll buy that. But if you're talking about like people giving me things, no, I'm not good with that. I have trouble with that.
Well, then I'll return all the crap that I bought you.
Thank you.
I won't buy you any more stuff.
Although, whatever. But yeah, like I usually try to find ways to pay it forward because I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I'm not comfortable with friends. Well, friends help you here and there. Like if they're pointing me to stuff, that's okay.
Either pointing you to stuff or like if they gave you a good deal, because I got some killer deals.
I'm okay with a good deal. Yeah.
Like if it was a stupid deal, would you still feel comfortable with it?
$30 for a Yak Face? No.
Or $200 for a Yak, or like a third of the price. If somebody offered you a Yak
I would
Face,
need to be told that they bought it for that price too.
Okay.
Or they're passing on a deal or something like that.
Yeah, or if they had it, they bought it years ago for $100 and
yeah.
Okay. Because we did have that sort of that we had actually had that come up with somebody that was like, I upgraded and I can give you my old one for a good price, but we never heard back from them.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
So Glenn, tell me, what has been your favorite part of doing this podcast, aside from talking about the things you collect and watch in regards to the Star Wars universe? What's your favorite part?
That is my favorite part.
Oh.
Actually,
well, you can't use that as your answer.
I know I can't use that as my answer.
Also, it's 9:00 and I'm still waiting on Amazon.
Jeez, they hadn't ran over anything yet. So I guess it's talking about Star Wars and it's learning, because it forces me to be on top of things as far as, what's going on in the Star Wars universe. And you're learning stuff and yeah, I guess it's talking about it, and it's learning about it.
Yeah.
Because you have to stay on top of it to do this thing.
Yep. And all the people you've met because of the podcast.
Yeah, no, it is cool because it is open. Yes, it's opening doors as far as people that I've met, because I've had people that I know your voice, or or you hand them a pin and they're like, oh, I listen to your podcast, and then they start talking about it. So yes, it has opened. It's been a good icebreaker. As far as meeting people, Star Wars is a killer icebreaker. When you meet people, you'd be surprised how many people come up to you and are like, I like Star Wars too. So yeah,
Everyone loves Star Wars.
everybody loves Star Wars now. All right, Jason,
Yes.
what would be some cool budget vintage carded figures you'd like to have in your collection?
It all depends. I thought about this over the past couple days and how I would answer this, because at Joe Fest there was a couple of the figures, Return of the Jedi, for $85, but they were crushed bubbles and they were veined, which is a budget figure. But at the same time, I can't look at that. That's just an ugly thing. No, I can't do that. So I'm okay with yellow bubbles because it's going to happen as long as the card back is pretty good. The bubble isn't crushed. If it's yellowing, that's fine. If it's like that amber orange, I don't think I can do that. Figures that I'm looking for right now on the card would be Akbar and Maydeen, because Maydeen is super cheap and super easy. You just got to find the right one to pluck from the tree. It's a low-hanging fruit. Keep going back to that.
Yeah,
Does that answer the question?
Yes, it sounds great.
Great
Answer. Yeah, my wife at Joe Fest, she found a Lobot because of my hearing aid implant. I joke because it's my Lobot thing. And the guy she says the guy wanted like $400 for him.
Yeah, that's right, for
Lobot.
Empire.
Yeah.
Carded Empire. Yeah, that's starting to go up. It's because it sounds like everyone has their, I say everyone, I don't have it, but a lot of collectors have finished their Star Wars run, so they're starting to move down, which increases the demand, which is why I'm looking at Return of the Jedi right now, before that, starts shooting up. And I'm not going to be a super completist where, first appearance or whatever. Although Greedo, I would prefer to have a Greedo on a Star Wars card than an Empire or Return of the Jedi card.
Gotcha.
Because he only appears in the one. Makes no sense.
Right. But I mean, it makes sense because they're trying to sell it. So why
makes sense from their point of view. Yes,
right.
From their point of view. But from my point of view, Greedo was never in those movies. So why would I want him on a Return of the Jedi card back?
Yeah.
Why don't we slap him on a Rise of Skywalker card back? Why not?
Probably because they hadn't thought about that yet, or they didn't do it.
Possibilities, Hasbro. Let's get on it.
Come on. What was I thinking? Oh, I don't know. Oh, my wife, when she saw that card, she could tell that it said 50, but the 4 was really, really faint. So she was $50 for a mint on card figure. And and I got really aggravated at the start of Joe Fest, which
do tell.
It was just overwhelming to me. Joe Fest, I always find, and I was kind of prepared. Joe Fest is overwhelming to me because there's just so much stuff there. And I had to go to the bathroom, number one.
Yeah, we know.
All the
bathrooms,
walking
back and forth trying to find it.
All the bathrooms are locked, and I'm like, son of a bitch, just let me in. I just want to go to the bathroom. And then, so I'm just I can't get in a bathroom up front because there were 2-person. It was a really weird setup because it's 2 stalls, but only one person goes in at a time. So I guess me and you could go in at a time and lock the door behind us and use the bathroom or whatever. But then I screwed. I said, forget it, and I just went into the show thinking that okay, the bathroom's in the back. I'll run back there. And then I couldn't. And then we got all separated. And then I'm getting texts from people. And I'm just like, oh, yeah. So it was a overwhelming moment for a minute.
Yes, it was.
So I don't know. I just was.
Joe Fest was fun.
I love Joe Fest. Don't get me wrong. But it's an overwhelming show for me because there's just so much stuff. and I just want to go. I'm going to miss that one piece. If I don't look right now, I'm going to miss that one piece that I want, and somebody else is going to buy it. And nobody's looking for the same shit I'm looking for.
Yeah, I have the same thought when I go into like Walmart. Like, I need to go to the toy aisles to see what they have, because if I go down and do grocery shopping and then I do that, because then someone else could have picked it up while I was doing grocery shopping. So I need to know right now if I have it or not.
Right. Well, that's my first go round, dude. You go to the right. You just make a big old circle.
Yeah.
At Walmart. I really do. Huh?
I get it is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I went to Walmart today for like 2 things and walked out with like $100 worth of stuff, and it was no Star Wars things.
I bought a poster I went to Walmart for a poster. They didn't have it, poster frame. So I went to Michael's, but I did get my Chewbacca Jonas signature framed.
Nice.
I got to find a place to put that though, because I'm like you. All my space is used for action figures. I don't have any wall space for that.
Right.
Also, it's driving me nuts. Where's my daughter going? I did some post celebration trades for the patch set. The birthday Empire Strikes Back patch set, and UPS delivered it on Friday of last week. I never got it. I was at the funeral, so I asked my mom, who was watching the kids. She didn't get it. None of the kids got it. My neighbor didn't get it. So I think I need to ask a couple other neighbors to see if they accidentally got lazy. But it's like the last patch that I need, and it's right down the middle. It's C-3PO. So it's like I have all the patches except that one to complete the set. So frustrated.
Dude, I feel you. I
can't
traded like a rare patch for another set, and I hadn't seen the other set yet. I messaged the guy and he said, "Did you send it to the right? Is this your right address?" But I'm just.
No, you ain't getting that. I know for a fact because I got the tracking information.
Yeah, I had.
You got screwed. I didn't.
I totally got screwed, or I think I did. I hope I didn't get screwed, but it was an extra patch that I had. So if he needed it, I'm like, he needed it more than I did. So it's all good. And it's not like it's the only patch I had of that patch.
All right. We've kind of meandered through this episode.
You know what? But this is some of our best episodes when we do this stuff, when we have no plan and we're like, let's go for it.
It doesn't feel like it. I'm sure I'm going to listen to this on Tuesday. What did we release these on Tuesday? And they'll be like, oh, it wasn't a bad episode. I was just really hard on myself. But in the event that I'm right now, as I record this, it's a bad episode. I want to be focused.
I think we do a good job of both, man.
We need guests. If you want to be on, let us know. We want guests on. I want guests on. I don't know if Glenn does.
Well, we've got a couple that I just need to reach out to because we made some connections at Celebration.
All right.
And they were like,
set it up.
Let's do this. And I'm kind of waiting to get through the 4th, but I need to go ahead and reach out to them and be like, hey.
We're past the 4th right now.
Yes.
You're not thinking 4th dimensionally.
Yes. I need to think more like The Office or Deadpool.
That was a Back to the Future joke. You're not thinking 4th dimensionally. You'll travel back in time, and those Native Americans won't even be there. Those indigenous people won't be there.
I miss some good Back to the Future, man. I need some more Back to the Future in my life.
Yeah, I want to watch Contact because it's been a while since I've watched Contact. That's a Robert Zemeckis. That's the connection. He's the director of Back to the Future. But I also think I could watch Back to the Future again. I finished the Indiana Jones trilogy. Didn't watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, not because I hate it. I just didn't watch it.
I haven't seen Indiana Jones in forever.
Well, we're going to do an episode because there's connections between Indiana Jones and Star Wars. In my mind, they're cousins.
What if
they're related?
Hold on,
but they're not exact same DNA.
What if, man?
Sounded like you just puked in a cup.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't supposed to be like it was supposed. What if Indiana Jones is Han Solo's carbonite dreams, man?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, man.
It's not true. Not true. That's the wrong show for that. You're looking for the Cheech and Chong podcast. You're looking for the smuggling ghost podcast and smuggling illegal substance podcast.
Yeah.
This is Smugglers Galaxy.
Oh, wrong podcast, man.
Wrong
Hey,
podcast, man. Sorry, man.
Where's Dave?
Who's Dave, man?
Dave's not here, man. It's
Who's
Cheech and
Dave?
Chong, man.
Well, I'm sure they got the reference.
Yeah, I'm sure totally.
That's a
people-
Michael Scott thing right there, where you need to say what the reference is. But anyways, so yeah, Summer Social. Let's wrap this up.
Yes, Summer Social, July 23rd.
Third, and if you come, there is a special Kennesaw Run thing that happens the next day.
Yes.
So be sure to sign up. Go to the Georgia Alliance of Star Wars Collectors and sign up to be part of the Cantina Cookout Summer Social. It'll be tons of fun. I'm so excited I get to go this year.
Yeah, you missed it last year, dude. And I don't want to go. And what's crazy is I look at pictures of like 2 years ago, and you're in the background. I'm like, Jason was there.
Yes. You do this every time.
I know.
Every time we talk about the Summer Social or anything that happened pre-podcast, you're like, wait, Jason was there?
Right.
Yes, I existed before the podcast.
I know you did, but
I didn't just evaporate into existence.
Oh yeah. You just showed up today one day in a red shirt. I was like, who are you?
Yeah. I'm the mechanic, dude. I'm expendable. By the way, it's 9:15 and I still don't have my filament from Amazon. The lights
Where-
just turned on outside.
Does it say how far away they are?
No, I don't get that option. It just says anywhere between. It said 5 to 10, and then it switched after like 5:05. It said 6 to 10.
And now it says 9 to 10.
No, it still says 6:15 to 10. I just wanted to start printing before I go to bed because if something were to happen, I want to make sure that it starts okay.
And if there's one thing I learned about you, you don't want to miss your bedtime.
No, I don't. I'm a toddler. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. It's 10 o'clock. Guys, it's 10 o'clock, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to sleep, guys. Oh, I need apparently I need my pillow too, because apparently I've never been on a live team before. I need my pillow because when I was out in Alabama at the Hampton Inn,
Uh-huh.
they had crappy pillows and I was tossing and turning all night long. So I need my pillow and I need my bed.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I stopped bringing my pillow was when I forgot it at a hotel. Then I stopped bringing my pillow and just.
Well, I went
decided-
straight from Jacksonville to Alabama. I didn't go home, so I didn't have the option to get my pillow. The pillows in Jacksonville were fine. It was just Alabama sucks.
Come on.
I shouldn't just regulate it back to the state. It's just that hotel.
Quit staying in cheap hotels, Jason.
I didn't have a choice.
No.
Anyways, anything else? What are you looking
So-
forward to on the 4th? What are your plans? And then we can wrap this up.
My plans are we're going on a ball crawl. We went on a bar crawl on Saturday. My wife is like member of this girl gang, which she said
Yeah.
that your wife needs to get involved with. But
Yeah.
apparently there's this bar crawl in downtown Woodstock tomorrow, which they're going to go and do. And my plan is to go sit in Reformation and drink beers and wait for them to show up.
Yeah. And that's it this weekend?
And then we're going to go to my daughter just bought a new house over towards Dawsonville. So we're going to go to that on Saturday and then bring the grandbabies home. My wife's off Tuesday, Wednesday, because we were supposed to be in New Orleans, but because of the hurricane and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't really have a place to stay. And I'm not paying $200 to stay in a flea-bag hotel in my hometown. We're going to stay here
Wait, is there a current hurricane or is it because the last one blew down the hotels?
because the last one
Okay.
blew down everything.
So I didn't know anything about a hurricane currently.
No, it's not currently. It's the one
So,
from
Yeah.
a year ago. People are still living in hotels and living in campers and
Yeah.
trying to rebuild because it's not just like three people's houses got damaged. Everybody's house got damaged. And then you've got COVID that's causing it's a labor shortage and a supply shortage and it's everything. So we didn't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we didn't go.
Well, on Saturday of this past week, we found a thing to go floating down one of those lakes. Not lakes. We went up to the Blue Ridge and we found a river to go float down for a couple hours, which was fun. And then we went to the lake for Sunday to visit with in-laws. And then on July 4th, my mom came over and we had a cookout, and that was fun. The end.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Make sure
that's
you
my
bring
plan.
good shoes when you go down the river, man.
Yeah, the last time I brought flip-flops and the flip-flop went floating down the river. So I spent a good portion of my energy trying to get to the flip-flop because there was some rapids. The thing flew over the rapids. So then I flew over the rapids and I flipped out of the tube. Then I had to get back into the tube. I might have aborted at that point. I might have just started swimming down the river with the tube over my shoulder with one hand, paddling down the river, trying to get to my flip-flop. And then I got the flip-flop and then I had to get back in the tube. And then it's like, what do I do with the flip-flops? Because the last time I put them on my feet, they fell off. So I put them underneath me, which is, yes, what I ended up doing. And I put them under the tube. Then I got back into the tube and then I just floated for a while. So yes, that's a good point about shoes.
Yeah, because I wore some Vans or some knockoff Vans, and I told my wife, I'm like, I need river shoes. She's like, oh,
Yeah,
you're fine
water
with those shoes. And they were real slippery, and I slipped and busted my tailbone, and I was pissed the rest of the ride down the river.
I've done that before.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Tailbone once. But I was a man. I didn't go back. I didn't go into the hospital, so I don't know for sure if I busted my tailbone.
Yeah, it just hurt. My ass hurt for a few days.
Yeah, same thing here. That's toxic, though. That whole man talk. Anyways, I had diversity inclusion training this week, if you didn't realize.
Is that why you went to Jacksonville in Alabama?
Actually, that was 2 weeks ago. Sorry, my bad.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah.
Because I could tell you some Alabama jokes if you want.
No, we could. We'll steer clear from that.
All right.
Anything else?
I think we're good, man.
Well, thank you to Eddie for sending in those questions. Really appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like, a 5-star review of the show, anywhere you listen to your podcast, if it's allowed. Really helps us out and points people to our show. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. Thank you, Eddie, again. We love the feedback. We love to make you part of the show. Our email is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. If you have any opinions on HasLab, I don't know if you're sick and tired of hearing about it, but please comment on the Facebook post. Send us an email at smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. We'll make it part of the show. We'll talk about it. We love sharing opinions, especially if it's different from ours. If you have a counterpoint, please share it because it's always fun to know what you're thinking. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo. You can find him at Puerto Rico Star Wars on Facebook. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. Hasbro, please re-release VC66. # vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the way.